Hello, welcome back. Justified. City Primeval expertly leverages its biggest departure from Elmore Leonard's book to advance Raylan Given's narrative after deftly addressing the change. The fact that Justified. City Primeval wasn't based on a Raylan Given's narrative was the only issue when it was first revealed. Elmore Leonard passed away in 2013, and his final Raylan novel was already partially adapted for Justified Season 3. Therefore, it couldn't be. Instead, the creative team chose to adapt another one of Leonard's writings and merely insert Raylan into that narrative in order to preserve the distinctive voice that distinguished Justified. City Primeval from 1986 was a great choice for the lateral transfer. Raylan found the Detroit setting to be an intriguing new backdrop that was very different from his Kentucky heritage. It was similar in principle to the rivalry between Raylan and Boyd Crowder that had driven Justified for years to take on vicious criminal Clement Mansell. However, Raylan's most striking similarity to Raymond Cruz, the protagonist of the book, was one that Justified. City Primeval both acknowledges and exploits in a standout sequence. Clement Mansell and Raymond Cruz squared off in the book City Primeval under circumstances identical to those in the television series. Mansell killed a dishonest Detroit judge before attempting to blackmail the Albanian. In the flashback scene of Justified, City Primeval Episode 2, The Oklahoma Wildman, the audience witnesses Cruz detaining Mansell. Raylan is informed by Wendell Robinson that Cruz had simply had enough by then. A few episodes later, Robinson and Raylan try to find Cruz to ask him for his perspective but are unsuccessful, until Cruz runs into Raylan at a nearby bar and has an unexpected chat. Raylan learns something he probably wishes he hadn't heard, rather than learning more about Mansell, or how to manage the complicated politics of Detroit. In response to Raylan's admission that he won't be able to sleep at night if Mansell wins, Cruz, a now retired police officer, tells him a tale. He describes how early in his career, a crook by the name of Freddie started to pursue him. "Shot up my house one night," he explains. Later, when Freddie pretended that everything was just one big mix-up, Cruz shot him as he reached down for something. But the object was a bottle opener, not a gun. Cruz adds, "Clean my fingers with the bottle opener. And that was that," as if discussing the weather. "And I snooze like a baby, too." Raylan appears stunned at this confession to murder as the show comes to a close. The sequence is a creative method to address the fact that Raymond Cruz, and not Raylan Givens, was City Primeval's first hero. Cruz, who was represented by actor Paul Calderon in the 1996 movie adaptation of Out of Sight, is another connection to the larger Elmore Leonard canon. It demonstrates the creative team's dedication to upholding Leonard's legacy, and their understanding that they appropriated one hero's story for another. However, placing Raylan and Cruz together isn't just for fans of Elmore Leonard. It also fulfills a subtle purpose in the main character arc of Justified, City Primeval. As Raylan moves closer to his ultimate meeting with Mansell, Raymond Cruz is practically a walking cautionary tale. Whether Raylan Givens develops is the central question in Justified, City Primeval. Is he a relic whose antiquated methods don't fit in with a more conscious population that is harshly critical of the police and quick to denounce any form of officer-involved violence? Or is Raylan not sufficiently violent to effectively eliminate Mansell, who is both crippled and killed people as a result of his rage? Before they search for Cruz in City Primeval Episode 5, You Good, Raylan confesses to Robinson that he's considering shooting Mansell. Additionally, he considers leaving and returning to his daughter Willa at home. Given what Mansell is capable of, either choice is reasonable. The series has done a great job of making it clear that Mansell won't be stopped politely. However, despite the utter lack of language, Raylan's response to Cruz tells a remarkable amount about his character. Whereas Mansell has evolved into a villain deserving of everyone's hatred, Raylan Givens is not hesitant to use force. As viewers of the first season of Justified will recall, in fact, a shooting served as the series' catalyst. Raylan's best moments frequently involved conflicts with criminals. Cruz, though, is not just referring to shooting a criminal. He is referring to shooting a criminal who wasn't actually carrying a weapon. Not only that, but Cruz purposefully avoided offering any type of medical assistance after realizing it. He merely came to the conclusion that Freddie's death was better for Detroit, or perhaps just for him. Raylan is unable to tolerate that moral blunder. Raylan Givens is a noble character because he makes decisions based on his own rigid code, despite his readiness to use force or even breach the law. Justified. The theme of City Primeval has been Raylan's future, both personally and professionally. Despite being placed in a situation where his actions appear mild in comparison to those of Mansell and Robinson's college Norbert Barrel, he will never be viewed as a model officer. Mansell may either pressure him into saying more, as Cruz did with Freddie, or he can back off and find another way to defeat him. Raylan Givens doesn't like the idea of becoming Raymond Cruz, because he embodies what Raylan Givens might become if he doesn't check himself. The TV show pays homage to its inspiration by including Cruz while also making it clear why Raylan took Cruz's place in the narrative. Raylan continues to be vulnerable. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget